Hello.
No more crunching.
No, I mean, you can crunch on mute. The old mutant crunch. Hello, welcome back to Lost in the Wild, a D&D 5e adventure over here on GutPunchRP. If you are on YouTube, thank you for tuning back in a couple days later. If you are on Twitch, welcome back after 5 or so minutes. Previously, or 5 minutes ago, we had two of our adventurers, Ori and Kichiro, being led by Veritas. They were then not accosted, because the person tried to escape, but someone is following our adventurers, Ori and Kichiro, and they have been made in a way that gives everyone pause, and including Remy, and is making Veritas change maybe some of their plans, and they are off to find...
It's Remy.
Yeah, right.
Remy's the one who's following us.
He's doing. He would not have made any of those checks, though. You would have found him immediately. You are off to find a guitar player and a knife thrower is what's happening. Remy doesn't love it, but that's what's going on. So, you all are standing in the middle of one of the wide roads of the carnival, people teeming around you as Veritas has just made this declaration. You heard Daz's guitar off on the other side of the carnival, maybe somewhere over near games, still harassing poor Elio. What do you do? Where do you head?
I'm going to follow the sound and not where I want to go. Try and find Daz.
I will point them in the right direction every time they steer the wrong way.
And it happens so frequently.
I'm like, follow the music. You said you were following the music.
Right. I was following the music. It's just the music sounded like it was coming from over there.
No, the electric one. Like,
oh, right. Going, I'm running.
I mean, we could also just follow Veritas.
Yeah, it's like Veritas is just letting them kind of like wander and weave in between things just because it's kind of what you do at the carnival, but I assume Veritas would know exactly where the two of them would be. Like, at least the knife throwing game.
Yeah, you definitely know where the game is, and you just kind of like know the general loop that like the wandering performers make. So yeah, you know where they both are. But Elio's the more stationary one if you want to grab them first.
Yes. I will just sort of like walk up and from behind the person who's, I'm sure, trying their damnedest to win a prize, I'll just make eye contact with Elio and say, "Isn't it about time for your 15-minute break?"
Is it? Well,
Yes.
That's wonderful. Sorry, darling. Seems you can't win a prize today.
Oh, and like a little just like disappointed like huff from all the girls behind in the line, just like, oh, will you be back later? We love this game.
Certainly. And like, kind of closes up shop, like waves everybody off, and then kind of looks at Veritas like, why am I going on a break?
Because we're going to go talk to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, and I need extra hands.
Understood.
And Kichiro like lean out from the side of Veritas and just like,
Oh,
well, again.
hi.
Ori goes the other way.
They're your children now.
I need a leash.
Veritas has adopted their children. Got it.
He does that a lot, to be fair, so. Do you know where Daz is?
I mean, everywhere and anywhere.
as you as you follow the music. You find that Daz has taken over one of the slightly larger little platform theaters that are around, and has another crowd of younger people generally who are like, oh, this is a different kind of music. This is pretty cool. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it. And then there's some old people walking by, just giving him a look like.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
It's too much of a haircut. Grow it out.
Daz, would you like to come with me and challenge authority?
I do enjoy challenging authority. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And all you gentle they thems. I'll be back. I don't know when our paths will cross, but don't worry, it will cross at some point in time. Farewell until we see each other again. And take a big bow and head off.
Just cheering. Just the crowd is going wild. They love you. These kids are into it.
There's no way that's the second best. That has to be the best.
Right?
Did you
It's just
hear them?
absolutely incredible. That was amazing. So where are we going? Back?
To the big top is where I assume they are. So let's start there.
They would probably be in the staff area where the wagon is. They would very much come out for the big top show and then be up after, sort of thing.
Perf. How much time is there until the big top show?
You've been digging around for a while. We're getting close. It's probably within about an hour. So
We'll have to make this quick.
Then don't you worry. We got it. Fast, right?
Yeah, for sure. We're super speedy with the talking.
I want the two of you to walk in front of me.
Okay, is that just so you could just see us? So we don't walk away, or?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Which way are we going?
I will just turn her to face the right way.
Yep, and you can walk, and it is just there's a little wooden door off to the side of this fabulous big top, where if you were a patron, you normally wouldn't even notice this little bit of wood. It has a sad little hand-painted sign above it that says staff area. It's the staff area. You open the door.
Excuse me.
You walk around back, and it's outside, and it is the circle of the wagons. So the grandest one is sort of in the back, and that is Mr. Witch and Mr. Light's wagon. Brightly painted, there's a little curl of smoke coming from its crooked chimney. They're probably in there. They don't like to be disturbed before showtime, and everyone who works at the carnival would know this.
Yeah, that's too damn bad. I walk up and knock on the door.
Why are we here, Veritas?
Yeah, what
I
what's
think
happening?
the thing that we were discussing in the forest
Sure.
is very relevant to the conversation that's about to take place.
And you are beginning to hear some shuffling inside, and you just hear the higher pitched Mr. Light's voice. Well, I can't believe someone would come before the show. They know that I must get ready. Now, Mr. Light. We should see who it is. Perhaps there's an emergency. And the larger one, Mr. Witch, in his full three-piece suit, opens the door and is just looking down at you from the inside of this cart that is much larger on the inside. you were looking into like a very opulent and like sort of fussy sitting room that's cramped with like weird little treasures and books and floofy like ottomans and stuff like that. Most of it is blocked by this large man who all of you at this point know to be Mr. Witch, one of the two owners of the carnival. And he looks at you, Veritas. Doesn't even really address everyone else and just goes, well, there must be some trouble if you're knocking on our door.
It's the same trouble that has been around for a bit. There are two people that would like to speak to you. And I think it's also about the missing cub, Star.
He sort of just chews on a cigar for a moment, looks the two he does not know up and down, and now what could you two want to speak to me about?
Well, you see, there's this, she's gonna look at Kichiro.
Did we,
Is it true there's a portal here somewhere?
to Prismia?
Sort of gets like a little smirk on his face. He goes, there are a lot of rumors about this carnival. Some hold water and some don't. I don't know what gives you the impression that we would have a portal to another world on our carnival premise.
I mean, we met a few people that said that the things that they lost were in Prismia, like the Displacer Cub, Star.
We don't want to interrupt your show or anything. We just are looking for a way to find those things and hopefully return them home.
Really, we're not trying to cause trouble. We just want to find these lost things and be on our way.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh gosh, okay.
It can be both of you or one of you at advantage if you prefer.
Oh boy,
I like talking.
I am not persuasive.
I like talking. I will talk.
I mean, Mr. Witch, look at these two. They seem mostly harmless. And look at them. They reek of do-gooderness.
Wait, do I smell?
That they might, but that doesn't mean that they're getting any information about our home out of us.
Well, fair, but also think of it this way. If, let's say hypothetically they're right, they're onto things, worst case scenario, they go away and they don't come back. Best case scenario, they return some stuff.
Concerned about that, about not coming back. She's
Yeah,
just gonna
that
say
part's a
to
little
Kichiro,
scary.
like, we're concerned.
I mean,
It's fine.
persuasion check it. Who's ever doing it? Just persuasion check this man.
Daz,
love
you
to do
helped.
that.
Do you want to do it?
Yes.
Love
All of
to
us like,
Thanks,
Sure.
Daz.
I-
Oh no!
no, please, no.
So it's a
Yes.
total of 6, because that's a natural 1.
I
On-
love it with all of my heart. I am so happy right now.
But with advantage, right? Because we're all helping each other, so it'd be an advantage, right? Right? You were gonna let me roll at advantage.
I mean, but this was the bard coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, I would
feel
still let one of you roll at advantage in your
then I will
separate little
also roll
helper
at
one.
advantage. Oh god. 14 plus 3, 17.
Nice, that's nice. So after Daz's like little speech, Mr. Witch, who has just had it up to his eyeballs with
Oh, wait.
Daz's bullshit.
Hang on. When you, I have the silver tongue, so I can't roll below
A 10.
a 10. So on a persuasion or charisma checks. So that's actually a 15.
Okay, so so Mr. Witch just kind of looks at you all, and he gives Daz sort of a look. Where he's been through this shit with you before. Just coming in here talking to him. Kind of sighs. Well, if we were to help you from our good hearts and generous nature, lead you through the prism, or through the portal to Prismere, what's in it for us? You're just walk out of here.
Hadn't thought that part through.
I have some coin. Do you like money? It's not a lot.
The good fortune to never see us again after we return everybody's things.
He definitely will look at you, Kachira, and sort of chortle and be like, well, I do like that a little bit better than the other ones offer. He sort of like looks at Ori. But I don't think that's gonna quite cut it. And at this point, you kind of see like Mr. Light like curls around and is like, we're still having to put on a show in just about, looks at like a non-existent watch, 40 minutes? Is there something that you can help these people with, or can it wait till after?
How about we will do you like one reasonably sized favor for letting us go through this port? Like you name it. What would you want?
Well, no, that's a more interesting offer. Might come up with something good. But I'll need to think on it till after the show.
Okay.
And then Mr. Light just like very clearly at wit's end because you've just interrupted the whole ritual. Yes, after the show, and just slams the door.
Question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Could we see like their artifacts on them? Did they have like the?
You couldn't see Mr. Light's. It is normally, it's like a handheld, like little vein thing. But Mr. Witch's, he has a pocket watch, and since you know it's a watch, you would assume that that is the one that he has.
Okay.
So you now know there's about 40 minutes till the show. You are currently in the staff area, in the circle of wagons. It's pretty quiet with everyone being out at work or getting ready for the show, probably in like the back dressing room of the actual Big Top. You probably maybe have a portal ride if you can do this task for him, but you can also kill them both.
Kishiro like pat Ori on the side of the arm. See, look, we did good, right? See that like nothing bad happened. We might get to Prismere. We have new friends, right? He'll like turn looking at everybody's. We're friends now, right?
Friends, yes. But can we be clear that favor is something you are all in charge of, right?
I mean,
yes.
I'm not in charge of it. I'd have to do it.
Yes.
Well, we can take care of it. Dearla said something rather interesting before we left. Have you all lost things? Like here at the carnival? Have you workers lost things?
Yes.
No, quite the opposite.
No.
Oh, really?
What did you lose, Veritas?
I don't think I'm going to tell you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's all right. That.
What is everyone's passive perception?
It is 14.
11.
14 as well.
Hey.
Mine is. Oh goodness, why are you gone? 12.
12 as well.
Okay. Yeah, no, nothing. Nothing's happening. Totally fine.
Oh.
I mean, if I told you what I lost, would you tell me?
No.
I appreciate your honesty.
All right. Yeah. But thanks for being honest about it, I guess.
We should probably go find seats in the big top. It fills up quite quickly.
Oh, yeah. Do you have recommendations for where we should sit? Probably near the door so that we can, like, leave quickly after, right?
If you like.
No?
Where's the
Sit
safe?
wherever feels best. That is a better question, but I also
It's
will not answer.
dangerous.
Oh, that sounds a little scary.
What? Well, where would you all recommend to sit? She'll look at each one of you.
I like the highest vantage point.
I like getting to the thick of things, ground level. Really get close to the action.
Damn it.
Okay.
Who had the 11 on the passive perception?
That was me.
At that moment, you feel a tug at your side.
What the?
You
Check. Turns like.
Kind of like almost incorporeal in a way, somehow like a little bit like disguised. You see, with one hand out reaching to your coin purse, a little girl? Maybe. They're wearing a pig mask, and they have gray skin and kind of fingers that are a little bit too long and limbs that are a little bit too long. They are barefoot and sort of look from where their hand is and like look up at you. And they have these like big sort of blank eyes, and then they smile. And they have just a mouthful of sort of mossy broken teeth.
So I'm gonna need that back, and just like try to like hold, like grab their wrist or hand and try to take.
All of you would actually recognize this little creature for various reasons. The ones who snuck into the carnival as children. You have this very fuzzy memory of almost something forgotten. This person took your hand, and then for Ori, you were lost? And for Kichiro, you came back and haven't been able to tell a lie since. Arcarnes, this is a figure you have actually seen around the carnival multiple times. It's another one of those things that you just don't really talk about as a general rule. And everyone kind of just is like, yep, that's something, a curse, don't bring it up. But you are all now definitely the closest you have ever been since childhood to this little monster.
I know you.
Yeah, this is
No,
part
you
of the ring
don't.
and bells.
Mm.
I
I've
do.
seen this before. I know I have.
You too. Yeah.
Daz is like taking a step back.
I feel like Elio is doing similar, but I feel like instinctively reached out to grab like Kachiro's hand to like pull Kachiro away.
He would let that happen because he's still trying to like figure it out. What's wrong? Why should I be? Why are you pulling me away?
Should just move over here, away.
Should I let it keep my?
Don't speak about it.
Oh.
Just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
As you're pulled away, the like hand that this little creature has on your coin purse, the coin purse just kind of like floats through it.
spooky.
Oh. Oh, that's a little scary.
What's scary? Continuing to just like walk back.
But the last time I was here, I
Don't
ran
you
into.
want to go to the highest vantage point in the big top?
But or he's
Yeah.
just gonna like look in between Elio and the thing. But
Yeah, maybe we should just go. You know, like maybe they've got the point.
but I got lost because of that. It, her, them.
And
Can
yeah, I mean, I couldn't lie anymore, but you know, stuff happens, right?
I feel
The
like
urge
he's
to
still
touch it.
trying to like direct them away.
Ori, let's we can ask about it later. Maybe.
But she like goes to reach out to like try and grab its hand to be like, I want my sense of direction back. But like
But in the moment that like you've been being pulled away, just like
yeah,
a mist cloud.
yeah, it's just like where'd it go?
Where did what go?
The thing, it was right
We should go to the
here.
big top.
Did you not see it?
See what?
This is terrible.
Uh,
She's gonna follow after, but she's just like, did we, was that, what?
Veritas will sort of like, as they're walking, will put a hand on your shoulder and say, there are certain things in this carnival that we don't speak about. For reasons that are older than you, myself, or anyone else here. Sometimes you call attention to yourself when you say something's name. And not all attention is good.
I mean,
oh, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mhm.
That's starting to click now. Okay.
do you think
I'll
it's...
lean to Ori. I don't know if I really have it, but
I definitely don't. Like, if that's what... It led me through the carnival when I was little, and then I lost my sisters. That could be the reason why things are disappearing here. And they don't want to talk about it. Like, what if it took
Well, maybe-
Star?
well, I mean, maybe they're afraid to lose something if they see the thing too. Like if they get got by it.
That
They
makes
haven't lost anything. Did I lose something else that touched me? Did I lose another thing?
You look fine. You look normal. Like,
Hey, my horn's still gone,
Ori
right?
like looks
Right.
around. Does Kichiro look normal?
Yeah, I mean, Kichiro looks totally normal. I feel like I said that weird. No, you look totally fine.
Hold the
I
alarm.
don't trust you.
You had a ticket, so she couldn't take anything from you.
Okay.
Okay.
Not to, give away the mystery, but that's what it is.
You lost some things for a reason.
What?
Makes sense. Oh, all right. You look fine. Like nothing's.
Really?
Yeah, I promise.
Actually, you're not a good liar. I am fine. I'm good.
Yeah, it's totally good.
No. You look good.
Wait a minute.
Daz.
You sure?
Are you asking because you don't feel well? Are you all right?
I mean, a little worried, yes, but not like I'm gonna be sick. Not like the kid on the dragonfly. Like,
Poor child.
What?
oh yeah, when we met Veritas, there was this kid riding a dragonfly and he puked on the back of it. There's chunks everywhere, really bad.
Well, if you're not gonna blow chunks, then I think you're doing all right.
Yes, I should.
Or maybe it took away your ability to vomit.
That'd
It's
be a
an
bad
empirical question.
Well, I mean, I can test it if I get drunk later. We'll see.
And drunk we shall get. Let's go.
We'll
Go
happily
into the
follow.
big top.
All right, you enter the big top, which at this point has quite a bit of like a scrum of people outside, once again trying to get in. As you are walking up, you see another man in motley, a tall, skinny man, and it's sort of like gray motley. It almost looks like desaturated. He's standing next to a bell, and he begins to ring it. It is the symbol that this is about to start. Midnight is here. The big top show is nigh. Coming inside, it is a huge tent. You have bleachers going up the sides all around this center circle that is about like 40 feet across. It has a small, highly polished wooden platform in the center of it. And then a tightrope over the top. The floor looks a little bit like hard-packed earth. You guess it's just one of those Magic of the Carnival things. It just becomes that as it is set up. There are like doors, tent slit doors, sort of in the back and on the sides where you can tell the performers come in from. Right now it is dark. The stands themselves are maybe even a little bit like brighter as everyone files in than the center of the arena. But we have Daz, who knows they're probably up first as the warm-up act. You got to get the crowd going, and you just have about, pardon me, about 5 minutes before you're supposed to be out there making everyone super excited. So Dazzle.
Peel off.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mhm.
off.
Oh, razzle dazzle.
Veritas and Elio. Are you participants in this show?
I do not think so.
I think in the sense that I have to wrangle whatever beasts are a part of the show.
All right, so you also would head backstage to do that job. Elio, you can stay with your new friends, or you can also head backstage if you'd like.
Oh, definitely. We'll stay with the friends.
All right, sounds good. So you have two people backstage. The crowd is kind of doing that like nervous, like high-pitched, like everyone gets really loud and then it gets like really quiet for a second. Then everyone like kind of nervously gets like loud again. As quietly from somewhere, like a drum starts, just like a little something to keep beat, and people take a second to notice it. Like everyone's still talking. but there's drums, and then there's something like a bass. And then on that highly polished circle in the middle just suddenly appears a Daz in a puff of smoke. Do we have a special concert outfit for Daz?
Ooh, shit. Okay.
Mhm.
I think I think it is similar. Like it's basically the same outfit, but then there has been a magical transformation of it so that it's now just it looks like black sequins. So whereas it was this motley of blacks and blues and reds and whatnot, it's now just like almost shiny black, but then kind of has that oil slick, so when the light hits it, it has just a little bit of purple and green effect to it. And as the smoke appears, Daz does the like run forward and slide, which the extended period, like extended time doing that, knees are gonna be terrible later, but like they don't have a care in the world, sliding forward and just as exaggerated as possible hits that first chord, and then hand goes straight into the air, bowing head, and gets up and continues to rock on.
Yeah, and the crowd loves it. Excellent opener. Everyone is just at the like height of excitement as you play a few songs, just a few ballads, rock opera. I don't know what you're doing. Kicking ass. But after you sort of hype them all up, take your final bow, and are just sort of teleported off the stage magically. It's another moment where the center of the ring goes absolutely dark. And the crowd again starts that whispered excitement. It's theoretically the real start of the show. They wait a moment, and then another, and then a pinhole of light hits the center of the stage and expands until it is just around this little wooden disc. And then they wait one more minute. And then all of a sudden, in one more puff of smoke, Mr. Light, in all of his exaggerated glory, is sort of striking a pose in the middle of this stage. One long arm just held up high, the other sort of off to his side. That one is, of course, clutching the Witchlight vein, the little golden scepter with the dragonfly on top. His motley is the cleanest, brightest version of whites and reds with frills at the cuffs and collars. His little curled shoes have bells on them, and as he moves his head, the bells on his jester's hat also chime merrily. His voice, magically amplified, rings across the crowd. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Witchlight Carnival. He just sort of like titters a little bit. We have such a show for you this evening, and we do hope you enjoy every moment of it. We hope that our first act will not frighten you too much. And in that moment, you just hear this exaggerated roar as a couple of manticores fly down from the rafters and around and over the heads, and children just let out screams of fear? Delight? It's hard to tell with kids. They just be screaming. So that the manticores go down and around and back up into their perches, which is somewhere in the rafters of this magical big top circus. And the show goes on. You have contortionists, you have the tightrope walkers, you have Mr. Light getting himself into every part of the show he possibly can. It's very much a vanity project. Like, it's a good show, but he's the important one, and he just needs you to know it. And there's a point where you're like, well, it was charming, and now, like, I hope this guy falls in a hole.
Kichiro wants to like nudge Elio. But is this always like this every time?
Yes, do you not enjoy the show?
He's a bit
So it's good. The manticores were scary, you know. The kids screaming. It was pretty good. Yeah, just
You can say no.
I can't.
Oh. Right.
Yeah, I like it. It's all right. Yeah, it's like lukewarm. You know.
An honest opinion.
Lukewarm.
Yeah.
He'll like lean over to Ori. Do you like the show?
I like stars in her eyes. Like, oh my god, this is amazing. Did you see when they just flew down and when they just kind of like turned themselves into a knot? Mr. Light's a bit much. Is he in every act?
Yes.
Oh. Well, it's incredible. I didn't know bodies could do that.
Bodies can do that and a lot more.
Wow, just like talks up behind them.
I was waiting for someone to say something inappropriate.
Hi, Daz.
Hello.
That was incredible. Your performance was amazing. How did you get to your whole outfit? Did the light thing and it changed colors? It was incredible.
A
This
flick
is
of the wrist and there's just like some sparks. Like magic, dear. Magic.
Oh, right. Mhm. So I got caught up in the moment. It's very exciting.
It's true.
It's sort of now we're towards the final act of the show, and there's some kids who have fallen asleep. A couple other ones are like sort of doing the like restless fussy thing where it's just like, I've been up for too long, and if I have to sit here much longer, I will freak out. So you're hearing a little bit of that noise. They're also like somewhere in the crowd, and it's like a voice that seems to keep moving. Someone is maybe heckling. They sound like they're yelling something along the lines of "Tell the truth," or "What really happened?" But it'll get lost in like the other sounds as they move through. But you also notice that Mr. Light notices this. And every now and then when he's like striking a pose and this little half ring of almost a complete sentence cracks the air, he just like twitches a little bit.
What is
And then
that?
goes on with the show.
Do you hear something?
Yeah, what is that about? And Oria will look at Daz and Ilio. Do you know what that's about?
Have we ever heard a heckler like that in the crowd before?
You would have. There has been, like, you know, it's a carnival. It sells its mead. So every now and then someone is just like a drunk heckler. There is particularly someone who seems like maybe they somehow come to a lot of the carnival's shows and do this every time. And it's always stuff about the carnival hiding the truth.
It happens all the time. Personally, if it was me, I'd stop coming to see the show. They seem not to enjoy it.
But it sounds like... Oh, wait, is this like that thing that we don't talk about thing? Like the thing that we don't talk about? Is this like that?
Oh no, we talk about hecklers.
Oh, okay. Well, he seems to want the truth about something. It got lost in the crowd. Did we see where it was?
Well, I don't think it's anything to worry about.
You could roll perception checks if you want to look for this thing.
While they're rolling that, since I'm security, have I been asked by Mr. Witch to remove this person since Mr. Light is out doing their thing?
This is like one of those problems that they'd want to take care of sort of quietly, and because it's a known one, it's just like a slippery one. Like everyone knows that if they can catch this person, they absolutely should.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
Mr. Witch isn't putting, like, this person hasn't hurt anyone, so they're not putting a lot of effort into it.
Gotcha.
You know?
Makes sense.
Perception check is 21.
Ooh. That is. All right. So you are listening for this and like trying to like sort of do the thing where you like cock your head to just catch the sound right. And you feel like maybe some of the reason that it's getting lost is because maybe it's like underneath you? Like below the bleachers?
Is Elio Daz, is there a way to get down?
Yes.
Like under?
Sure.
Would you mind ever so deeply showing me the way? Possibly?
Under the bleachers.
Elio will look
Ow.
at Daz like, what?
Well, if you want to get down, let me show you the way. Whoom. There it is.
Oh my gosh.
Just
Why?
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Well, I mean,
Or-
there's a couple of ways you could go down the stairs and then you're around the corner. You're under the bleachers, or you know, some of the more youthful folks just you kind of wiggle down and drop down.
How
Or
much of a
he's good.
drop is it?
Yeah, or it's gonna peak.
From where we are.
Yeah, you guys are pretty high up, so it's probably, I would maybe say like at least a 15-foot drop from the
Okay.
bottom of your seats.
You do
But of
that.
course, people also like spill their drinks. Those bleachers are not the cleanest of things. So
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Well,
I don't know if you could fit between them in like armor or as an
Well, that's-
adult, but you can peek.
Alright. yeah, she's gonna peek and see if there's anyone down there. And then, is there anybody down there?
As you sort of stick your head between like the sticky floor and like the gum-covered seat of these bleachers, you do see someone. And they kind of look like they might be caught. And you just hear almost like a mix of voices, like saying different swear words.
And then she'll turn to Kichiro. So that person, they were screaming about getting, finding out the truth, right? It just, it
Well,
doesn't sit
I mean-
well, that there's something going on here, and I would be remiss not to check it out.
I had this feeling you were going to say that.
I can't leave it. It's
I mean,
She-
we
she
could,
wouldn't let it
But why do you always bring Tyr into it?
because I follow him, and it's my way.
That's all right. That's fine. But that's like another thing, because we still have to find our things and the cub thing, and then whatever the Mr. Witch and Mr. Light want us to do.
But this,
Assuming they'll let us through. This list is getting really long.
it is. But there's them. How much longer is left in the show? And she's gonna turn to Elio and Daz.
It's the last act, like maybe 15-ish minutes.
Okay.
like 15 minutes.
Oh, darn it.
Should we?
Have you-
Do you want me to chase after them?
No, they appear to be caught, and
Well,
I mean-
we can ask about it later.
there's something going on here, and it's not sitting right with me.
I mean, there's a lot of things going on here.
Did you
ever-
eat the dragon's egg?
She's gonna turn to look at Kichiro.
Should I not have?
I just it's a bit heavy and fried, so like maybe that's what's not sitting right with you.
You maybe have a point. It was a lot of fried stuff. I mean, I feel fine now. Sort of.
Have either of you ever heard what this person says?
Yes?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you kind of don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
It's just stuff like, tell the truth or you're lying. Like, just angry, like, NPC sort of lines.
I mean, the circus does have a lot of secrets and has a lot of magical illusions that could be considered lying to someone who thinks that maybe, something untoward is happening here.
Right. Okay.
But that's a lot of
Yeah.
things in life.
That's true. But I mean, like, would there be anybody else upset? Like, Dirla? I mean, they lost their child. I mean, doesn't seem like anybody's really. I mean, no offense. Doesn't seem like anybody's really trying really hard if it's been a month long.
That's not true. We all look out for each other. Veritas is kind of pushing that we do go look for them. That's just hard.
Okay, that was a little unfair. I'm sure he's trying.
We do travel very
Well,
oddly. If you're curious,
Yes.
we can go check it out.
I don't think Ori's gonna let it go.
She's sitting in the seat, just like bouncing her leg, periodically glancing down under the bleachers.
Where that whoever's down there is still kind of struggling, but you gather that they're not going to stay caught for very long because they are an adult-looking humanoid who can speak and can probably get themselves out of being tangled in the bleachers.
I mean, they have nothing to lose, right?
Yeah,
Look at Daz and Elio.
Elia will just shrug to Daz.
Exacerbated sigh, just and then stands up.
Ori is immediately up, right as soon as Daz is up. Ori is like, whoop! Let's go.
Okay. Let's go.
Thank you!
Elia will given that he's a bit quicker than everyone, maybe not Kachira. But can he kind of sprint, i.e. dash, and kind of make his way there a little bit quicker? under the
Yeah.
bleachers?
For sure. I mean, their bleachers, you kind of have to climb through, but it's also a tent, so it is just a piece of fabric hanging in the back, so I would guess you kind of scoot along the back and then climb in at a sort of angle that's cutting off this person's possible escape.
Okay.
So you guys are pincer moving this small humanoid figure who is sort of untangling their robes from whatever happened as they were trying to move underneath these bleachers.
Yeah. He'll just kind of go there to make sure that they don't get away before everyone else shows up.
I'm gonna run
Rest of-
as fast as
Come on,
my
Lori, hurry
little-
up.
It's no fair. You cheat. You run too fast.
I don't wear the clunky armor.
Look, it keeps me alive. She's saying between labored breaths, running with armor to get underneath, but definitely pointedly following somebody else.
I will follow in Elio's footsteps and just try to get down there quickly.
With a swagger, I will take up the rear.
Pardon me. Yeah, and Veritas kind of like across the tent, you can see that this whole group of people just got up and sort of. Did they just go under the? Why would they go under the bleachers?
I will go investigate the clear trouble. As soon as all of them move at the same time, I'm like, well, that's probably about to be bad. And
Probably
I'll
not
just
That's problematic.
So
It's
the
fine.
people who have disappeared under the bleachers, you are coming upon this figure who does not notice your approach at all. It is sort of just like the thing where you're trapped in a sweater that's slightly too small, trying to like undo themselves from the bleachers that way. And you notice they are feathered. It is a feathered person.
Excuse me. Do you need any help?
And you kind of hear this like very very bird-like squawk, and then like the sort of clapping of a beak, and then in a voice that feels like it doesn't match the rest of the things that are going on, they say, "No, I don't need any help at all. I'm fine." It's very deadpan, also with like a hint of panic on the back end.
I mean, I could help. You were saying things, and I just wanted to try and help. Can I get you out of there? You just gotta like just turn a little bit. Or it's like gotta step up and like try and help them.
Yeah, you just undo like the one nail that caught it, and they sort of like fall backwards a little bit. And then you kind of see as their robe sort of falls back off of their head. This is a kenku. It is standing about 3 feet tall. It kind of like looks up at you, and then in a voice that didn't match the first one it used, it sort of goes, almost like a weird paranoid, like witchy sounding voice. Cut again. And then it switches back to the very silky voice. It's like, well, you found me out of the bleachers. What do you want?
You were saying things like to tell the truth. What do you mean? Tell what truth? What are they lying about?
This little kenku sort of like looks all of you up and down, like very, very appraising. And I'm gonna need at least one persuasion check.
Okay. This die has been very nice to me.
Is Veritas getting over there about this time?
Or
I would say you're making your way to the edge of the bleachers and seeing this little. Calm down.
14 plus 3, 17.
17. Oh yeah, that's what I rolled. Perfect. So they're sort of appraising you, thinking about it.
That's her voice now.
You know, I'm just like, please stop doing that.
Me.
Oh,
And-
do you have any more of the scones? Yeah.
And sort of just like in that same silky voice, which I would like the whole carnival to give me a perception check real quick.
No, 19.
17.
14.
8.
Oh, you
6.
So the carnival, all the carnival folk, you recognize this as one of your coworkers' voices? The mime that rings the bell out front recently lost his voice. In fact, the last time you guys were set up, he seemed to have lost his voice, and now it is coming out of this bird person.
Not always a mime. Got it.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Mm.
Hmm?
Hmm.
What?
Hmm?
Why do you do you know the bird?
Sounds familiar.
Yes, it does. Interesting.
I can assure you, we've never met before.
Your dialect, it's interesting. Where did you pick it up?
And then in like a different voice, like a more feminine one, just goes, "Oh, here and there, here and there."
Have you ever, I don't know, gone fishing without a rod? Walked down some stairs that aren't there? Gotten caught in an invisible box?
The Kenku just like does the bird head tilt and sort of like clicks its beak a few times. Are you asking me if I'm a mime?
Just,
Yes.
yeah.
No, I'm simply a traveler, a denizen of the nearby town. And then their like voice cuts off for a second. It goes,
What town?
they just start repeating in like different voices, just like traveler, 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 traveler.
Mm.
Hmm.
You seem to travel conspicuously close to where the carnival travels.
Have you lost something?
Rather, did you steal something?
Not
It is-
mutually exclusive.
It is sort of, it's just very much doing like the bird look at you all, but you know, this is like the same as like someone just being like, are these people gonna kill me right now? Like all the wheels spinning. And then back into that like smooth voice that's the voice of your coworker. I have been coming to this carnival, yes, because I lost something.
What did you lose? Do you know where you lost it?
It again just like does the side head tilt and its eye just sort of focuses on you. And it's, you almost feel like again just sort of appraising, and it goes, I lost my connection to someone.
You too?
You too.
This
Who?
is the second. mm, hold on. Where did I write it? Oh, Zabina?
And just like a little like chirruping sound, he goes, yes, Zablina. That's my... Sort of like narrows his eyes because he like got a little overexcited about it. Yes, I've lost connection with my patron. Are you...
Deadpans look at Kichiro.
Are you?
This is the same person that Magic Raceloff was looking for.
Right. Right.
Madrick? that son of a bitch. And it's just like this very like large, hearty voice.
Oh, do you know him?
And it goes back to the very smooth voice of your coworker. Yes, Madrick and I are old acquaintances, rivals of a sort, but obviously with mutually powerful friends, we'll say.
When was the last time you heard from your patron? She's looking to see if, like, the timelines match up from when, like, Bryslav stopped being able to contact her. If it's similar.
Yeah, I want to say I said about a year for Madrick, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say the same thing, and then I got paranoid and freaked myself out. Yeah. And then he sort of like clicks his beak and just in like the voice of a child says, 1 year. We've been out of touch for some time.
That tracks for sure. Do you think this carnival has something to do with it? Is that why you kept saying tell the truth?
The carnival most definitely has something to do with it.
I don't think it's that simple.
Then
And what do you know?
I mean, I don't know much. I do know people, though, and, well, sometimes people we look up to are disappointments.
so
The bird like clicks their beak angrily and just sort of stands up and goes, the Fae don't make deals lightly, and my patron would not have abandoned me without cause.
Sure.
Did you sneak into the carnival?
No, and they sort of like
Inside
motion.
check.
I mean, they did not sneak into the carnival. They kind of know the price of that, and since they're like already up to no good, it's like one less thing.
Well, not this time, but maybe the first time. Was more what I was getting at.
No, they have not snuck into the carnival. It's more of the Fae bridge that is the connection for them. But yeah, they are sort of trying to like very clandestinely start to like try and back away from you all though. Like it's just little tiny steps.
So Mr. Light and Mr. Witch, does it have to do with the artifacts? That the things they have, right? Do you think those are connected to Zablina, and because they have them, you don't have your connection to her? Or they were brought up to us, and we were told to like keep our eyes on them, so I'm trying to keep my eyes on them.
Yes, but then the old man also told us we need to go to Prismere.
Yes.
I don't know. That's still in your coworker's voice, very creepy coming from this bird. I don't know that those two things create the portal, but I think the portal is tethered here. Well, I know it's tethered here. There's a portal somewhere within here. I figured it would be in Mr. Witch and Mr. Light's caravan, and then it wasn't, and then it's not. And he just like starts like naming places it hasn't been because he's clearly been searching for a while for this. But there's got to be a key somewhere, and now he's kind of like lost in his own thought, and kind of like the words trail off and just become this little like series of like quirks and like the sounds of a crow thinking.
Kichiro will look at Veritas. Like, so I'm assuming you're probably going to try to, like, hand them in. Could we maybe not do that?
They bought a ticket. They're allowed to have their opinion of the carnival show.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I mean, they should get better hobbies, though.
They're definitely determined. And Veritas will look at them when he says that. Something I would like to know is, when you say tell the truth, to you, what does that mean?
They know where the portal is. They know how to get there. And just like this little like clicking course of they know how to get there. It's a dangerous secret to tell people, and it's a dangerous secret to keep.
As I am learning.
But it's to the Feywild.
It is. It's to the Feywild, to Prismere, to where my patron lives. And I will save her.
Well, I think you should reevaluate that part of your life. It does sound pretty exciting.
What if I could get there?
Sure, I'll look at Ori as soon as, like, there's even that hint of, like, I need help in that statement. They're like, we aren't doing this, are we? For another person?
Well, I mean, it's kind of along the same vein as before. We just have to, find and help Sabrina. Look, we're already gonna. We have a meeting with them after the show. If we go and check on Sabrina, maybe we can come back and tell you what we found. But be careful here. Things are tense. And not just intense, but like also intense.
Yes, the joke was understood.
I wasn't even trying to.
The Kenku, who is still like taking half a step backwards, like every like fifth word, just again kind of looks at you and in full ass sentences in your coworker's voice just goes, well, if you don't know where the gate is and you have your little meeting, I think I'll just be going. And he just continues to take like a step back and a step back.
She's not gonna like try and hold him.
As this Kenku kind of runs away, Elia will just be like, try finding something else you enjoy.
No.
Daz will also just kind of like lean over to Elio and be like, it's an archfey we're talking about, right? They want to help reconnect to an archfey.
I mean, sure, whatever. Worship is weird.
Okay, so like sidebar. Are we really talking about going to the Feywild with them?
You don't want to go to the Feywild?
I mean, like I'm down, but you realize the first thing's gonna like walk up to them and be like, "What's your name?" And they're just gonna say it.
Sure, I didn't think of that. I was more interested in...
One of them can't lie, and one of them gets lost all the time.
Those are both valid points. Why don't we give Kishiro a new name, like a nickname, and then they won't be lying when they give their name. I don't know how to help Ori, but I'll figure it out.
Okay. I'm down. Like, I'm down to clown. Just,
Are you sure?
we've just really got that this is, I'm not a good babysitter. I'm not a good babysitter.
That's why I'm going. Because you all need it.
All of us.
I mean, you're like the teenager that I entrust with small things.
I feel condescended to, but I'll accept it.
At least you're perceptive. I'll sort of like lean around the bleachers, and I assume that the show is coming to a close after all of that.
Yeah, the show is coming to a close. There is a swelling of applause and cheering as a little bit of pyrotechnics seem to happen, and Mr. Light is just eating it all up and kind of once again finds himself the hero, the star of the show, and he is just thanking everyone. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And then there's that like snap sound that lights make when they all turn off at once, sort of. There is that, but none of these lights would actually make that sound, so it's almost like a manufactured snap as the lights go down to just being once again on that wooden platform in the center. And the crowd sort of goes into that just winding murmuring where everyone's like, ooh, what's this little extra little encore? Something's happening. Oh my goodness. And Mr. Light is kind of standing there in that extended pose with a look on their face that says maybe this is not the most normal thing that happens at the end of every show. And as he holds this pose, sort of slowly walking out of the darkness in his tall top hat, sort of checking his golden pocket watch, Mr. Witch steps onto that platform with his dear friend and roommate, Mr. Light. And closes his watch with this snap that just seems to reverberate through the tent. And in his slow drawl, he just... I was asked a question earlier. If I could help some nice folks with a little problem they were having. And as a kind soul with a big heart, I feel like I am leaning towards helping them. But I do need to put on a show, and I have grown so very bored over the years of sitting here watching this circus move from town to town. And I think these strapping young individuals might provide us a little entertainment, and me a little entertainment. And he sort of like takes off his jacket, and just out of nowhere, like a small, like little steward comes and grabs it, and he sort of starts rolling up his sleeves, still talking very slowly in just that way where you're like, oh, someone's about to get their ass beat. And the crowd is like, yes, someone's about to get their ass beat. And as you guys are sort of crawling out from under the bleachers, another pin of light just falls around it'll be 6 of you, covered in a little bit of dust and some sticky like syrup that's fallen from somewhere as you've been doing this. And he goes, my friends, why don't you come on out here and introduce yourselves to the crowd so we can put on a proper show. And by this time, he's also just in his like beater tank top, and it's just like a keg of a man who is like all muscle under that very snappy suit he was wearing.
I don't think I want to.
Elio is desperately trying not to be perceived.
There's a few other witchlight hands at this point. Your coworker is sort of gathering around you, and they all have like looks on their faces like, what the hell did you guys do? And I'm like, you made your bed. Go on. Even the like very silent mime is giving you like the saddest look and is just like, as you all walk out to meet your fate, this keg of a man and his foppish little friend standing on this platform in the light. And that is where we'll end tonight's episode.
Oh boy.
No, just one stealth away from Mr. Witch.
I mean, you can try it. We'll pick up and see if you try it.
I just wanted to help.
They'll help you.
I said I'd do
I-
anything but get my ass kicked.
He's just a little guy. He's just.
Y'all, we're only level 3
It's fine.
No, we got this. We're basically
or
gods.
4.
Yeah.
Level 3.
No. 3?
Level 4.
No,
No,
level 3. Level 3. Calm
Level
down.
Level 8? What?
Level
20?
13.
What?
What?
Oh.
I mean, if you all don't get murdered in this next episode, then you can be level 4, maybe. We'll see.
Gasp.
All right.
Ooh, okay.
Incentive. Don't die. Got it.
Right? All right. So that was the end
Oh
of
my
this
goodness.
episode of Lost in the Wild. We will be back in 2 weeks with them fighting just a little guy. Just a little guy.
Heck of a man. Heck of a man is the words you use to
I hope-
describe him.
I hope it's like a hot dog eating contest or something.
Plot twist. But we will go around and do our round of shout outs. We will go in reverse order this time, starting with Grayson.
Hi, hello, hi. I didn't stealth away this time. I'm Grayson. You can find me on most social media as Captain Grayson. You can also catch me playing my very wonderful bard over on Charisma Saving Show. You can catch a new episode next Tuesday. We're like gods are coming to hang out and party and stuff for some reason. It's gonna be fun. That's me.
Alright. And then we will go to Dorse.
Hello, I'm Dorse. I was your wonderful Kichiro who would never tell you a lie, not because he wouldn't, but because he can't. you can find me on Twitter at Dorsius, and if you like click-clacky math rocks and dice, you can find me on my dice channel at Black Knight Dice.
All right. What is that? Dr. Psycho?
Oh shit, that's me. Hi, I am Jess or Jessica. You can find me on the things and the stuff as Dr. Psych Owl, except for on Twitter where I'm Dr. Psych Owl TV. I have been Daz, your College of Eloquence Tiefling Bard.
All right. It is a Sarah.
Hi, I am Sarah, or Princess Lady Crow across the stuff and the things. You can find me here on every other Wednesday and next Friday for next installment of Darkness Rising. We've got a lovely conversation to have and a fight to do before we go and talk to a dragon. So come and join us the 12th for that. It's gonna be great. Otherwise, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Otherwise, I just love screaming in chat here. So if there's a thing going on, I try to be here screaming. But yeah, that's me.
Okay. Up to D.
Oh, hello, my lovely children of the dark. My name is Dee. I am a professional voice actor, streamer, musician, GM all across the internet, and general shit starter at a social media platform near you. You should follow me on Twitter while it dies horribly at It's the Riddler. And then, when that ship sinks, I'll be somewhere causing chaos and thirsting over people publicly, because that's what I fucking do. Thank you so much for joining us.
Always a hard act to follow. But I am Kai, Kyla Creative on ye old internet. I am mostly here on the every other days, and then I also am on Sword and Key playing 2 more sessions of Ryutama on Sundays. Yep, Sundays. Otherwise, I think we have 1 more session of a playtest for Spliced over on what's it called, Alakazam's channel on Tuesdays, which is a pretty neat system, and just check it out. Maybe when it's a book or something. But that's all of us. That's it. That's the whole show. Are we rating someone?
Yeah, we're gonna raid Girls Run These Worlds.
Yep, Girls Run These Worlds. Raid. All right, and donate to our thing so that you can win prizes. Huzzah!
Do it. Do it. $1 could get you that balloon.
Ooh, this balloon. So practical. Useful in every situation.